Do they live?
No, that's pretty rare. Yeah, it's pretty rare. So it's nice to hear, you know, that everything turned out great.
I said it was a hell of a way to test whether I loved you or not.
It's time to bet on some races and buy a lottery ticket.
That's right, yeah. And she says, well, just pull over. So I just pulled over. We were parked right there.
So he pulled over and he was opening the CD and his hand went and hit me. And I looked up at him and I asked him what was going on. And his head was over to the window. He's shaking and just sweating profusely and slobbering.
I'd had open heart surgery, and they replaced my aortic valve in the upper chamber. But I just had an echogram like 5 months earlier. I was on cruise control, up over 40%.
And I put my hands on his face and was smacking him and asking him what's going on, and he said he didn't know.
It's just nice to know the outcome, and especially this shortly, like after it happened this quick.
And about that time, he fell forward to the steering wheel, and I pushed him back and listened. His heart wasn't beating. And I'm looking around the parking lot, and there's nobody here. And I looked through the back of the car, and I saw the light here and the door on. So I grabbed my cane and ran up to the door, hollering and hitting the door with my cane. Please call 911, help me.
So my sister was a firefighter. So
we had a great show. I was packing up. It was the band 78 Special, a new project that I'm doing.
Yeah, I like that.
Which is 100-year-old jug band music. I'm just putting everything away at the end of the night, and I heard the call from the back of the room. I was on the stage.
And ran back to the car and started beating his chest again, and Guy Forsyth and everybody came out and started helping me and got him out of the car so we could do CPR, and then all of the EMS and fire and everybody showed up, and he's here today.
Yeah, our paramedic student was in the back.
We knew it was a very recent arrest, like there was a lot of viability still.
The bystander CPR was absolutely probably a game changer. Thank you so much. Thank you. Samantha?
It's a game changer until we get there. That those seconds matter, and they're focused on doing CPR on the airway, or we're focused on the monitor and advanced medications and things that allows us to think clearly while they're doing the down and dirty work, so we can all work together to get a great outcome.
I ended up being in a coma for 3 days, and finally I got out of a coma, and here I am. They said that not a very high percentage of people come out of that type of situation.
This is the first time I've ever been able to come to something like this, and I've been doing this for 8 years, so this is really special to me.
If you'd have known about his early college years, you wouldn't have given him out there.
That keeps the blood and the oxygen flowing to the brain and through the body.
They took over doing the CPR immediately.
You just gotta keep it going, and that's gonna be the best chance of survival.
The whole time he was in a coma, I kept telling him, you can't just spend our entire life savings on a Super Bowl ticket and die before you get there. And so I kept telling him, wake up, you got to go to the Super Bowl. Well, I called Guy and said they were releasing him to go to the Super Bowl, but I need a driver because I don't think they want me driving. He came over about 8 o'clock that night. Terry threw some clothes in the car, and Guy drove our car because I had the wheelchair and the walker, which I promised Dr. Awad they would use. Come to find out, the only time they used it was at the Super Bowl, not the 3 days prior.
That's accurate. Okay, we've talked about it, and I think the Chiefs are going to win. Chiefs. We're bottom level all the way back. They were amazing. Unfortunately, I'm a Kansas City fan, so being there and getting to see it wasn't all that I wanted it to be.
Terry showed up, but the Chiefs forgot to.
You might see me.